Monday Night Football, Bengals versus the Cowboys, man. So what are y'all thoughts on that game?
It was a bad team versus bad team. I think at the end of the day, the better of the two won. It showed once again the circumstances Joe Burrow had to overcome in order to be some type of competent. Like he had, like to give him some type of relevancy. I mean, that offensive line is atrocious. Like Burrow say hut, and they already in the back. I mean, it looked low key like CJ. I think it's a couple of pointers that you can take away from this. That Michael Parsons, he's going to break the bank. I think it's not about when, it's about how much, because he getting paid. It's not from them to getting paid for somebody else. He looked electric out there.
Yeah.
T. Higgins. Me and you, we got problems, buddy. 2 catches, 23 yards. Are you serious? I had U.S. currency on you, and you did that to me. I would never forgive you for that. I mean, he was getting locked up. He looked like what's Spencer James and All American running up suck ass routes on Trayvon did. I mean, that shit.
Oh my god.
But star of the show, star of the night is obviously Charles' worst nightmare, the guy that I tried to tell him about from all the way back in July. He didn't want to listen to me, but Jamar Chase, the best receiver in the NFL, is not even close. Like I said before, put some respect on that boy Chase name. You was in love with Gritty boy in Minnesota, and all of a sudden we only 12 games in, and I mean it's really Jamar Chase. I mean, what can I say? He's electric. He's a this. He's a that. I'm like, shut up. But I mean, Jamar Chase, 14 catches, 176 and 2 tugs. I mean, he closed the show on him. I mean, he is the best receiver in the league. Him and Joe Burrow is the best 1-2 connection in the league, right after, my boys CJ and Nico, of course, right in the back. But I mean, the Bengals, they're going nowhere slowly for sure. I don't see them doing anything in the next 4 games that they have coming up. I mean, real difficult schedule. They'll be lucky to even get 2 wins out of that schedule with how bad I've seen their defense on display. But outside of that, cow fools. Got back to where y'all belong. The bottom of the bottom. Cooper Rush, he showed his tendencies on why he's a backup quarterback. I mean, you know how bad y'all got to be to have 2 backup quarterbacks on your roster with Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush?
And one of them expensive as hell too.
$60 million expensive. But long story short, man, Dallas, your season is over, and I think yesterday really showed it. And I mean, Cincinnati, your season been over. I mean, I'm a Cincinnati fan outside of Houston, of course, and it sucks that we're not gonna be able to see that Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow connection in the playoffs, because they would have gave some teams scares. They would have gave some teams scares for sure.
Ain't nothing much really needs to be added to that. I mean, for the Bengals side of things, the fact that they were in a close game with a team like Dallas kind of showcases the level of talent they have as a squad, not being utilized to its full potential, like not seeing them at their truest heights that we expected them to be. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are extremely electric, and yet somehow it came down to the final waning minutes. If it wasn't for that block punt, then the Cowboys had a realistic chance of going out and winning that game.
No, facts.
But because of an unfortunate circumstance for Dallas, they gave Cincinnati life. Joe Burrow is extremely electric with the ball in his hands. Even with the one mistake, he played relatively well. Jamar Chase, he making it seem like it's this big-ass gap between him and Justin Jefferson.
Is it not?
Bro, Jefferson had like a $130 something.
That's not a $117. That's not a $176.
It ain't that far. You make it seem like he had like 60 yards.
They both electric, man.
We talking about who's the most electric.
Look, it's tomatoes and oranges, or apples and oranges, whatever the case may be. Either way, them boys was doing their thing for sure. I think for Cincinnati, it's just a misfortunate circumstance of events. I mean, they've had so many close games that didn't go in their favor. And if you just flip those games on the other side of the spectrum, they can have a winning record with a realistic chance of going to the playoffs. But the fact that they're 5-8 heading into this race towards the last seed in the wild card, it's not realistic, even if they go win out. For Dallas, same song, different dance. Only difference is the dance is happening earlier than expected. terrible season that ends in the playoffs is now ending in the regular season where it rightfully should end. Bright spots though, Michael Parsons is electric. We all knew that, but they seem to have found a little bit of a spark in Rico Dowdle. But is that enough for Dallas to get out of the shitter? No. Is that enough for them to hog down Washington? No.
God, no.
Is that enough for them to even compete with the likes of Philly? Maybe to possibly win if Philly isn't on their A game, but in order to get on this level, no.
No.
Overall, just two bad teams that happened to give us a great game on Monday night. But other than that, nothing more that really needs to be expressed.
Yeah, man. All I can really say about that game, I mean, with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, man, they're electric. They're so fun to watch, man. Like I love that dynamic that they have with each other, man. Like that is amazing. Like it was cool seeing like Joe Burrow, like he's scrambling, he's like so calm, he just stops. Throw that mug, Jamar Chase on it. You can't check that boy. I ain't gonna lie. He's for sure. Like after this game, Triple Crown winner for sure. Like this is over with.
He has
like
15 touchdowns.
Bro, he's number one in everything. He's number one in everything. Like it's hands down. Like it's going to him. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But with them Cowboys, I mean, it's just like y'all only had two electric players, bro, and it was just Rico and CD. CD had his plays and everything where he looked real good. And Rico was really like just the main star of that show. But
I got something for you, boy.
Man, but yeah, literally it was just two bad teams just banging heads and like it wasn't. I don't know. There's nothing really to be said about that game, man. But good win for the Bengals. But
I mean, sure. I mean, I guess one thing you can say about that game is the unexpected. I mean, the shitty coaching on the other side.
Yeah.
Or the stick going to Dallas. And that's wrapping up into our next topic is Mike McCarthy's fate, man. What do y'all believe Mike McCarthy's fate is in Dallas? Do y'all think he will have a second tenure, get a re-signing with Dallas, or do you think it's time for them to move on and go find a new coach? What is your opinion?
It depends on what Dallas sees as success.
yeah,
Like, they've been in the same position for the longest. Like,
it depends on Jerry. Actually, it really falls into Jerry's hands. Like I don't know. Like
I think it's easy. I think Jerry Jones, he wants somebody who can give him a good time, who can keep him comfy, who can make him feel like he is the man, which he is. I mean, he's the owner of the team, but he don't like not receiving his spotlight for his Cowboys. You know, they're in a $1 billion playpen. They in Jerry's world. I mean, America's team. They're always on prime time. And 325 America game of the week, or they Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. They somewhere on prime time. And Jerry Jones will always have an interview after a game, during the week. He got a weekly talk show that he goes on in the mornings in Dallas and talks his nonsense. And that's why everybody who covers the Dallas Cowboys in professional media, they're sick of it. They're sick of it. They say Jerry Jones is the reason why they aren't going to go anywhere. But Mike McCarthy, I mean, outside of his one Super Bowl in Green Bay, what has he truthfully done? I mean, 12-5 is 12-5.
Yeah.
He got that. That's good for an NFL coach, but is that really him? Because he doesn't call plays offensively or defensively. Special teams isn't his thing. He's really just there on the sideline. I mean, he just so happened to get to luck up by winning a couple games, but that decision of pushing him out the door been a little sooner. But I personally believe if I'm Dallas and Jerry Jones actually wants to win football games, and he needs to put his pride to the side, take a step back, and go get Ben Johnson out of Detroit offensive coordinator. I mean, that will be the steal of the century if they get that out, show that they're serious about contending. I think Ben Johnson is going to be an electric offensive play caller. I mean, my goodness. I mean, y'all see what the sub Detroit is running? I mean, they got Penei Sewell out there trying to go throw touchdown passes. I mean, it is, man, the creativity in front of that man is priceless.
Yeah.
He's going to be number one head coaching candidate out there, surpass Vrabel, Belichick signed with UNC. But he's gonna be top dog on a lot of people's boards to go get him. They're gonna throw the bag at him. I don't know if Dallas wants that because of the power that the coaches want as coaches. Yeah. Like, I'm in control of the team, not the owner.
Yeah.
But
I feel like Jerry would probably pass up on him, bro, knowing him. He don't care. I don't feel like he cares about winning, bro. And this showing with this team, man. Like, I feel like Mike McCarthy probably going to be back there, honestly. He going to be back in Dallas.
Yeah.
I feel like he is. Somehow, he's going to be back, bro. I feel like he's going to – I feel like a smart team is going to pick him up. Like, I can't say who, but like,
sure, if he's anywhere near a head coach, I mean, shoot.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst things you could do in life in general is be in a position of stagnation, where you don't improve or you don't regress. If you improve, that means you understand where you need to, continue your strengths. If you have weaknesses, then that means you regress and you know where you want to fix things. The problem with Dallas is they have been stagnant for so long. They haven't been a terrible franchise to the point where, outside of eyes of the media, I mean, they haven't been like a top 5 draft pick caliber team. They haven't had these horrific seasons where they have like 4 wins, 5 wins, albeit right now, but things of that nature. They haven't had that on a consistent level basis. But they haven't been a great enough team to play in January consistently through the weeks of the NFC Championship game. Have a 2-week vacation period before they get ready for a Super Bowl game hosting at Lombardi. They never had that opportunity for almost 3 decades.
Damn.
The fact that they are in a position where they can make some realistic change because they're getting out of that stagnation period, the obvious choice would probably be to let go of Mike McCarthy. And for his sake, he's probably coaching for his job the last 4 weeks of the season. But do I think it's realistically going to happen? No. Because every coach wants to have some level of power. You don't want to see owners of the Chiefs or the Eagles or the Steelers or the Patriots when they was with Bill Belichick. Even with how big Robert Kraft was back in those days, you don't see him out in the media just out and about on the regular. You see that in Jerry's world because Jerry is the star of the show.
That is insane. Like you got
crazy.
A point. You have a huge point. Like, I have never seen like any other GMs other than Jerry Jones. Like, that shit is crazy to me.
You know of other GMs.
You just never see them.
Yeah,
like, you have to search. I feel like you have to search them up. Jerry, you could probably pop out and like, oh shit, that's Jerry Jones. Like, oh, that's crazy.
Like, even if you talk about like in Houston, Texas, like how often do you hear the name Cal McNair?
I mean, me a little
I
bit
don't.
more because I'm a Texan fan. So
Yeah, but even with that bias aside, you don't hear it as much as Jerry.
I ain't not at all.
Yeah.
And then
Like you and your Tennessee Titans, you're not far. I mean,
Oh god, bro.
can you do me a favor?
what?
Can you like just stretch your legs? I just want you to show the colors of your dunks.
What? What that mean?
I just want them to see your Tennessee Titans colors steady working.
That's my jersey right here. What you mean?
No, we know you got that blue on for a reason, and it ain't because of the Texans.
Oh god.